everybody? Oh my gosh, everything turned off. Why did everything turn off? Come back. Oh, there it is. I don't know why everything turned off, but there it is. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully well. Bring my chat up so I can actually see it here. What happened to my music? What is happening? Why is everything collapsing? Okay, there we go. Oh no, it's the white. Oh, okay. Alright. Everything is here. Everything is here. Oh, you're up there. Forgot about that. That's fine for now. No, it's not. I want you to be over here. That way I can look at you all. How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. There I am. I'm doing good. I had a really fun weekend. I hope the stream is actually working here. I don't see any signs that it's not, but also I don't see any signs that it is. So I'm just gonna wait here for a minute to see if things are working. I've been having internet issues all night, so I don't even know if you folks can hear me right now. But oh, hey, okay, there we go. Music a bit loud. Okay, thank you, Scott. I was thinking it was a little loud too, but there. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Actually, let me bring it down a little bit more. That sounds a lot better for me. Hopefully that's better for you. Hopefully you can still hear it though. I don't know if you can still hear it or if it's too low. But good evening. Good, thank you, Scott. Okay, now that things seem to be really for real working. How's everyone doing tonight? It's good to be here. I know I didn't stream last week. I took some time off to just spend some time with family. Music is gone. Alright, I'll pull it back up a little bit. So like here. Oh, much better. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. It's like every time I start a new stream, I have to relearn how to live stream. But yeah, so how hopefully everyone's doing well. I had a really fun weekend out in Connecticut. I spent some time, sorry, so we got the sticker out here. I spent some time all weekend out in New London, Connecticut for the New Haven Railroad Historical and Technical Association's annual convention / train show. This was the first time they did it in New London. In previous years, recently they had been doing it at the Essex Steam Train, which was good and bad, had some pros and cons. But, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to creep up. There, okay. Well, we're gonna put it there and hopefully that's good. Let me also, well, maybe not there because then it's in front of me for y'all. Let me do that as well. Hopefully that will help a little bit. I'm just seeing messages pop up. I don't know what's going on. But hopefully now this is at least acceptable. Hopefully it's not a total mess. Let me just double check. Okay, it is using the right mic. Good, good, good. Good, better. Okay. It's two good messages. Two positive messages. Hopefully that's a good sign. I don't know. That's a little better lit. And then, yeah, so this weekend, like I said, was the NHRHTA Convention, the Inertia Convention, out in New London, Connecticut. And it was a great time. Friday night, I got out there. There was my original plan was to leave earlier in the day on Friday and be able to do some rail fanning across Connecticut, but it just didn't quite work out. I took a little longer than I was hoping I was going to be able to get packed up and get everything ready to go. But I went out Friday afternoon. I got out there, and Friday night was a bunch of edited together clips of 32 millimeter film from the 50s, 60s, 70s on the New Haven, some stuff from the 40s as well. It was just a great time. I got to meet a lot of the people that I talked to on the NHRHTA forums. So that was fun. Keystone, welcome in. Good to have you. Yeah, I should say hi to everyone. Keystone, Michael, Scott, Adam, Andy, Sean, Garrett. Good to have you folks all in tonight as I'm talking about and there's Paul. Good to have you folks all in tonight as I talk about my NHRHTA convention experience. So, like I was saying, Friday night was 32 millimeter films from the late 40s through the late 60s, all in the New Haven, all over the system, which was really fun. Saturday was the big day. Saturday was the NHRHTA train show. So there were a number of vendors and people there, as well as so a couple of manufacturers. One I can talk about, one I can hint at. NHRHTA was there. They showed off their initial sample of what they just announced on Saturday, which was that they will be doing a run of the Roger Williams train in HO scale. The train that the New Haven had based around the Bud RDC that got modified with cabs on either end, on one end of one car, another end of the other car, and some modifications in between, lowering roofs, adjusting roof lines, things like that. So they are modeling those in HO scale, and I am going to need all of my N-scale friends out there to work with me to petition them to bring it down to N-scale, because I really freaking want a Roger Williams in N-scale. I think that would be sick, but I don't know how likely that is. But it was really cool to see that. They announced they'll be doing it in the New Haven. They will be doing it in so they're doing it in the New Haven. Obviously, they're doing it in the Penn Central patch, where it's still all the New Haven paint, but the New Haven lettermark is patched over and the PC worms are slapped on. They are doing it in Amtrak Are they doing it in Penn Central full? I think they're doing it Penn Central full. So black nose and everything. Then they're doing it in Amtrak patch. So slapping the Amtrak logo and word mark over the PC worms. And then they're doing it in full Amtrak. Which all of those are awesome. Obviously, I have a preference towards the New Haven, but I know exactly, Garrett. I have my RDC pre-ordered. Whenever it gets here, it gets here. I don't know when that's. I have no information about that. I don't know anything about it. But I did pre-order a McGinnis RDC, or not McGinnis. I don't think I ordered McGinnis. I think I ordered a script logo. I have to check. I don't know. Fall of 25. Oh, awesome! I didn't know it was that soon. Sweet. I'm excited for that then. I can't remember now if I'll look later. I can't remember if I ordered a script or McGinnis era Bud car, but I got one or the other. I'm hoping it's the script because I would love to find or make up some decals of the fighting cancer. Indeed, Chris, welcome in. I'm recapping the NHRHTA convention this weekend. And we'll get to your layout in a minute here. I'm still on Saturday, but we'll get through to your layout. Ooh, nice, Adam. I had an opportunity to see the Acela 2 this weekend, but I wasn't awake in time. Someone at the convention went down to the New London station, and they saw the Acela 2s, the Avelia Liberties, the one train that they have running right now from Boston or DC to Boston. He saw that run, which is pretty sweet. I was asleep at that time. Well, actually, I don't know if I was asleep or I was working on my depot, one way or the other. We'll get to that in a minute as well. But so that was the Rapido announcement, and there was another announcement of an upcoming steam locomotive, but they said to hold off on sharing that anywhere. But it was pretty sweet to hear about and pretty exciting. So unfortunately, everything is HO scale. But it's still pretty cool to see and hear about. So that'll be public information on that is coming fairly soon. I think they said. I don't remember exactly. But in any case, those were the two big announcements. Then just generally the train show was fun. I did make some purchases. I got this nice State of Maine. Oh, you can't see a thing with the reflection. Got this nice Bangor & Rustic State of Maine potato car because it's a nice car, and it's close enough that I can justify getting it and running it with some of my New Haven stuff. It is very nice. This is an Atlas, just a standard Atlas line, standard line Atlas product, which is very nice. I was happy to pick that up for $10. I was so much happier. Not that I wasn't happy to pick that up, but I was overjoyed for $10 to pick up not one, not two, not three, but 4 N-scale heavyweights. These are the old Atlas ones. All 4 for $10. So 2 of these are going to wind up getting painted for the New Haven. And 2 of these are going to wind up being painted for the BNCCS's business train, the OCS, because I'm slowly starting to work on that. But just the 4 of these for $10 was a deal that I could not pass on. It was a really good deal. So I'm very excited to have taken those home. But that would be nice. That would be really nice, Keystone, for more things to come out at N scale. I would love for that. If that'll happen, who knows? I think it will. Because the N scale proportion of the hobby is slowly growing. So I think it is. But my biggest spend of the weekend, but one that was very much worthwhile, was the wonderful New Haven Power in Color book by Stephen M. Tinko. This is the diesel New Haven Power in Color book. They also have the steam and they also have the electric one, and I think but I can't recall for sure. But I know they have an electric one, which I did not get. I think the third one's, I don't know what the third one is. I think there's 3. But in any case, this is another excellent Morning Sun reference book. Combine that with my recent acquisition a couple weeks back of the color guide to freight and passenger equipment, and I am pretty set to do some custom painting of New Haven stuff. And you combine these with my other 2 New Haven reference books, and I'm in a pretty good spot as far as reference goes. So I'm very excited to break those out and start really flipping through them and really getting ideas. I've already got ideas from the New Haven, the color guide book, because I'll be going this upcoming weekend. I'll be going up to Concord, New Hampshire for the NHRHTA Convention, and they will be having the Fremo layout there. And I was like, I don't know if I could bring any of my equipment to run on the Fremo layout, Fremo HO, of course. I have a small HL collection, very, very small, just so I can run on club layouts and things. But I have a New Haven RS3, and I have a couple cars that I was going to bring. But I was like, I don't know if I should bring it because I don't have a caboose. Well, in the New Haven Color Guidebook, I learned that on some occasions when the New Haven would run out of cabooses in a particular yard, they would use a coach to send out as the caboose on local jobs, which is what I would be doing on the Fremo layout, would be a local job. So I'll be packing a coach to use as a caboose. And I can't wait for that. But lots of great modeling ideas in those. Those will come after I'm done with some of the projects that I have now. But great purchase. Some of the other things that were going on Saturday there were clinics all throughout the day, clinics and discussions and presentations and whatever you want to call them, about all sorts of New Haven stuff, whether it be equipment, whether it be modeling the New Haven. There was a great Peter Ness put on a really good clinic on modeling Topsy, Trailline flat car service on the New Haven, which I went to his part 3 clinic on that back at NHRHTA at the NERPM back in the spring, and this was part 2, which was about the specific equipment that is available out there for people to buy or modify into. So I got some great ideas on. Peter's gotten me into Topsy, so I want to develop some Topsy models, but that's another down the line project. Yes, indeed, Adam. More projects. I need that shirt that Paul came up with. The what was it? Model railroader math. 1 project done equals 3 projects to purchase, or something like that. But yeah, so lots of clinics throughout the day that were all really good. And then in the evening, we had our banquet, which was actually quite tasty. The food was quite good. We had former president of NHRHTA, Bill Dolmain, there to talk about his time, which was cool to hear about. And lots of good discussion. I made lots of new good friends in NHRHTA now. I didn't really have any close acquaintances in NHRHTA before, but I definitely do now, which is really good. It feels good. Yeah, there it is, Paul. 1 project completed equals 3 projects purchased. That's the one. But so that was Saturday. Saturday was a really good time there. Then we got to Sunday. The convention and train show and everything were done officially, as far as like generally things are done at in New London. But as people were going home, there were 5 New Haven layouts open throughout the state of Connecticut, open for visitors. Just so happened, lucky me, 4 of those 5 were literally on my way home, like maybe 10 minutes off the highway for each one, if that. So I visited 4 really excellent layouts, and I got some good pictures. I visited, hold on, I had the sheet here, because I don't want to forget anyone's name. Obviously, Chris Adams was my first stop. And Chris, I saw you here in chat. Thank you for hosting and being a great president of NHRHTA. You do a great job for the association, but also you've got a really nice layout, man. Oh my gosh. So Chris Adams Valley local. I visited Bob Murphy's layout, which was also really nice. Very nice finish on that layout. It wasn't quite like the locations weren't super prototypical, but it was a beautiful layout. Then I visited John Grosner's, which was a sweet layout. Really good use of space at John's. And then I managed to I didn't quite get it to Jay Moeller's because his layout was too far north for me. It wasn't on my way home. But I did make it to Ron Pointamani's, also known as New Haven Rails, here on YouTube. I made it to his layout and chatted with him, and I didn't realize he's actually like very easy for me to get to. So I might be stopping by his place some more and getting in touch with him some more. But his layout was all his Ron's layout is a little more work in progress. The other three layouts are very nicely finished. Ron's is still being constructed, kind of. So I didn't take a ton of pictures. I took some pictures of a scene that he actually did a presentation on during the convention. But I didn't take much photos elsewhere. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get to some of these photos that I took. Turn that off. So, ooh, oh my goodness, excuse me. Let me pull this up here, and I'll show off. Come on, work with me, computer. Thank you.
Hello.
There. Oh boy, hold on, one moment. I have to mute my computer sound for a second here because it's not loading. It's loading the audio but not the video, so I'm just gonna mute it. Don't know why this is freezing up on me. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good. There we go. Now I can bring the music back in. And we will transition. So this is Chris's layout. This is walking into Chris's. Some really, really beautiful model work. This is the Saybrook Junction. So there's old Saybrook Station. Here's the Y and everything. Chris has done a fantastic job of modeling the Valley Line. And what's really awesome about Chris's layout here, so where this R3 is, this mountain, this is the airline, the New Haven's airline. And Chris models, when he does op sessions, he has accurate like traffic patterns for the airline because he just has to worry about them going through Saybrook. He can do it to the correct New Haven timetable on the fast clock. So really awesome stuff. Took a photo of this car because I have the not the Housatonic one, but the Arlington siding Hom gas car for Adirondack bottled gas. I really liked the weathering on Chris's wooden New Haven cabooses with the streaking. I think it's really nice. But you know, making our way along the airline here. I think he said a lot of these buildings on the airline are buildings off of other people's layouts that he was bequeathed or he managed to acquire. So some really nice stuff, but some great, really well composed scenes for Chris, which were really nice. This is now onto the Valley Line, and beautiful photo backdrops on everything, which really just pulled the scene into the backdrop. Some great model work too. Some of these buildings are just phenomenal. But some really nice scenes. I'm just kind of blasting through quickly here. He had some equipment out on display. Some stuff I think he had for an RPM. I don't know if he's going to Markham or what, but I love the grass in between the rails here. I think it's really, really well done. Kind of simulating that branch line feel. And just some of these scenes that I was able to frame up, really beautiful. Get the Texaco truck rolling up in all of its 50s glory. or late 40s. I had to really look and think with this one to figure out what this said. These faded letters. It says National Machine Co. But I had to really... My brain just couldn't parse it out for some reason. I don't know why, but... Some really nice, a nice little Cape Cod style house. Nice gambrel roofed house. Beautiful. I really liked this lumber shed. I thought that all of the interior detail and everything looked phenomenal. And I was just super impressed with how this looks. And the track cutting back to it and everything. Really love it. Hey Ray, how you doing tonight? Recapped the NHRHTA Convention. Now I'm going through photos from my layout tours on yesterday as I was on my way home. So this is all at Chris's Valley local, which was the first layout I got to, and man, is it really good. The East Berlin station here, just like some of these scenes. With the photo backdrop here at this angle, where is the line between scenery and backdrop? You can hardly tell. I think it's right in here somewhere, but you can hardly tell with how well it's blended. So phenomenal modeling. And again, if Chris, I don't know if you're still in the chat here, but if you are, thank you so much for hosting the opening, or having the open house. It was really awesome. So I will pop over to my video tab. Some R3 action. Denny, good evening, my friend. I am recapping my time at the NHRHTA Convention, New Haven Railroad Historical and Technical Association. Just enjoying, on my way home, I was able to stop in at 4 beautiful New Haven layouts, so I'm showing those off. And I agree, Ray. True, like, Chris's scenes, and a lot of these scenes emulate Tom's. Just like the little details that just draw you in and bring it right to life. Beautiful stuff. Even just in this scene here, where we've got the train roaring past at the station. So, great stuff. So, I got one more shot of it going the other direction. There it is. Way back then. Chris is such a good guy. Yeah, agreed, Keystone. It is an awesome layout. I can't wait to get the opportunity to get back there and maybe even get the chance to run on it. Oh, no spoilers. We're getting to the next layout now. It's just Benjoker track. Yeah, that would do it. Just fix my headphones here for a second, cutting into my ears. So, that was Chris's layout was the first one. And it was really nice. Second layout that I went to was Bob Murphy's. And as you walk in, you've got a staging yard. So I took a picture of that, just all of the equipment that he's got in there. But I didn't take very good photos of Bob's layout, unfortunately. I took some photos of a couple of things that caught my eye, but I didn't take quite as many photos. But oh, Ray, you've got to get in touch with Chris, and you've got to get there for even just a look around. It's so worth it. But if he can get you in for an op session, I want to run his layout so bad. So this is on Bob's layout. His whole engine facility and everything. Just the the level of finish on this with the black valence up top and everything. I loved how it felt to be in this layout. It felt like you were in a diorama, like a museum diorama. Look around, we operate. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Ray. I wanted so bad to just pick up a throttle and start running, and he's got a couple proto throttle I think on that layout that I saw too. But passenger station here. So Bob's is a point-to-point that kind of wraps around the room and into the center here. So this is the yard at the far end of the layout from staging. A nice 60s era New Haven consist here. Very nice. Looking over the whole station area here. And then he had a couple of freights out on the road. He had Yellow Dogger, which is the New Haven, well, the main potato crop coming south. And then he had a freight that was just staged on a siding, letting the Yellow Dog pass. So these are photos of the potatoes going by in the backdrop, with the manifest waiting in the pocket. But really great. I think he's had pretty much all of his powers Rapido, if I heard him correctly. Maybe not all of it, because I don't think Rapido's put out the Centuries, the C425s that the New Haven had. But in any case, all really good power. Some nice weathering as well. Very, I was talking to him about it. He was saying it's basic, but it looks good. This being, just the road grime on the bottom, a light bit of grime on the roof, and streaking down a little bit. Looks really nice. So I took some reference photos for stuff I want to try and replicate on some of my cars. And then I took photos of the cement plant, because I'm gonna start trying to improve mine on my layout once I get my layout fixed up. So, and of course, the big New Haven block letters, he had those right as you were coming down the stairs into his layout. So now we'll pop back over to the video side. This was the potato train. RS11, FB, and RS3, hauling the potatoes, bringing them to market either in Boston or New York. Going right over this nice bridge scene here. Some of these State of Maine cars are stuff that I want to try and replicate on my State of Maine cars, because they look really good. And the NE6 bringing up the rear. I think I took another video of his place. Nope, I did not. That's the next layout, so we'll jump back to photos. Go to the next layout. So the next layout I went to is John Grosner's. And this is kind of an overview of his layout. He did a really nice job of using the space he had, and then in the back here behind everything, he blew through the wall, popped through the wall, and wrapped around in the second room as well for staging and stuff. Staging in another couple towns. But I was really impressed with how nicely he was able to fit what he has into this space. I also really liked, so this is a mirror right here, mirror wall, hence why we've got the same building twice here. But using the road curvature to kind of hide the fact that it's a mirror, I think is genius, because this road, all throughout the scene, it kind of snakes its way through back and forth. So having it look like it just continues to do that off into the wall, I think is a great way to hide the mirror. So I wanted to point that out and appreciate that. But it looks really good. Nope. Jump back to the video. So this is trains running on his layout and kind of a sweep around. So he had the RS3s hauling a freight, and then he had an Atlantic hauling a local passenger job with some milk cars. Some great little scenes in here, and some really good modeling work. We'll circle back to this area here in a few for some photos. But so that's a quick look around there. Let me swap to my other SD card because I ran out of space on this one. So I'm gonna transition back to here for a minute. Eject this card. Swap to my other one. I have to clean out all of these SD cards. I have too many. I have 3 SD cards now, and they're all just about full. So I gotta go through them. I gotta sort out what I can keep, what I can dispose of, and what I can offload. Pardon me. Alright. Once we're done with this, then we're gonna pop in to actual model work on the depot here, but I just wanted to finish showing off a little bit. Turn that back off. Transition again. There we go. So this is now, we're in the other room of John's layout. This is his engine facility. I think he said this is supposed to be Cedar Hill. Although I'm not sure. Oh, no, this is Turkey Brook. This is Turkey Brook Yard. Some really nice, I think these are probably brass cars. So this is what I was talking about when I said we'll circle back. This is a beautiful little piece of track where all the layout, all the track on this layout, he said was hand laid. But just some really nice, I mean, the street running. We got like a 3-point turnout over here. You can't quite see it in this shot here, but there is a diamond on a curve here and then a straight on diamond back here. Some really neat track work. Another couple of overview shots there. Did I take any more video at his before we get to Ron's? I did. Okay, good. So this is what I'm talking about. This is that. So here's that diamond. Here's that. You know. So you got the diamond on a curve. You got a straight-on diamond. We got some really tight little switches in here. Beautiful work. A pain to switch, I bet, because it's just so tight, so small. But beautiful work. Appears to be more New Haven layouts than one might think. The ones I've shown are very nice ones as well. I agree, Keystone. There really are. It certainly helps that this was a New Haven convention that folks were coming home from, so these layouts were all open for that. But there's actually quite a few New Haven layouts. The New Haven is relatively popular to model, certainly in the Northeast. So. It makes me happy because I love the New Haven. It makes sense. So this is now the other room that I was talking about. So that, I forget what town that was. But now we're circling around into Turkey Hill. Or Turkey Brook. Why did I say? He said, come on, Cedar Hill and Turkey Brook. This is Turkey Brook Yard up top here. Some DY7s there, aka SW 1200s.
Twice a week, okay. If that, you know, twice a week or 3 times a week, you know. But this big long train.
Oh, that's, excuse me, where it blasts through the wall. 7 to C, nice, Adam, very nice. Yeah, if you get to layout visits are always fun. I hope that you get some good ones at the Colorado RPM. Oh, no. That's spoilers. We gotta go back now. So now we have Ron's layout of New Haven rails here on YouTube. And like I said, I didn't take quite as many photos on this layout just because it's not quite as finished yet. It's still a work in progress that he's slowly getting back up and running. So, but I did take some photos of some neat. This was a neat car. This Reading heavy duty flat. I was like, oh, that's cool. I wanted to grab a photo of that. And this scene here, he did a presentation on this scene actually. Well, it was really on his whole layout. Or at least the manufacturer's railroad, modeling the manufacturer's railroad, which is what this side of the layout is, which is a small industrial railroad in the city of New Haven. So that's what this is. But he put this whole bridge scene, this whole wharf scene, was directly off of someone else's layout that they were taking down, and they gave to Ron to build into his own layout. Everyone in your region of PA models one of the B&O, PRR, Freelance, or Conrail, or NS. That makes sense. Pennsylvania is a very... Once you get out of New Haven territory, New Haven gets harder and harder to find. Other than as, like, an interchange partner or something like that. Well, glad you're back, Chris. You missed a whole lot of appreciation for your layout. Now, I've already gone through. I've gone through all of the past, the other layouts that I went to, and now we're on Ron's. So I went through your layout, Bob's, John's, and now we're on to Ron's. And this is his new manufacturer's railroad piece that he had his presentation on at the convention. So this is him running the steam switcher on that new piece. So like I said, I didn't take a ton of photos or videos on Ron's because I didn't think it was fair to him because his layout's still in an earlier stage. Yeah, it was so good to see you this weekend, Chris. I had a ton of fun. It was great to see you. It was great to meet everyone. Like I was saying earlier, I made some. Before this weekend, I didn't really have any NHRHTA friends. I had some folks that I knew in NHRHTA, and then I had lots of folks that I had talked to on the forums, but I'd never met so many people in NHRHTA other than through the forums. So it was really good to get to meet people, and I think I have some really good friends through in the association now. So great weekend. And really well done on your side, Chris, pulling it all together. Ron, this is the only one you haven't seen yet. Hopefully soon. Yeah, I didn't realize how close I live to Ron relatively. I'm within an hour of getting to his house. So I talked to him. I was like, if you ever want a hand building, working on your layout, or if you want some, I'd be happy to pop over. Because I'm already fairly often now. I'm already going to Danbury. Because I'm a volunteer at DRM now. So what's another 20 minutes to his, So this is the end of the footage and photographs I took this weekend. But I had an amazing time. And it was a lot of fun. So there's that. So now we'll go back and we'll actually do some modeling tonight. Close all this down so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. But yeah, it's a good layout, Chris. I look forward to when he's got it more fully up and running. But it's good. So let's bring you folks all up to speed on what I've done on my Hopewell Depot builds, because I have done quite a bit relative to last time y'all have seen it. So I'm going to get this brick sheet out of the way. We'll need that in a bit. We will need that in a bit. But last time you saw this model, it was in several pieces, and it didn't have doors. Now it has doors and the start to a roof. So let's go ahead quickly and show off. So I did those doors through sheets of styrene. They were really good. I'm really happy with how they came out, especially the rounded door. I think I can just zoom on this camera, can't I? Let me do that instead. That would be this one. I need to properties, configure. No, where'd it go? Come back. There it is. Camera control. Zoom. What? It didn't zoom. Oh, it's the other camera that zooms. Oh well. I thought it was this camera that zoomed. Oh no, this camera can apply the focus. Anyways. Let's get nice up and close. Let me put something behind. There, you can see it. Beautiful. So that is the doors on this side. I'm super happy with how they came out for just being styrene, especially the rounded door, because I had to get that trim around the outer door there. I had to do some serious sanding and rounding out of a piece of styrene. But I'm super happy with how that came out, and we'll flip to the other side. There's the door with the window and another solid door. And I got it all assembled. I've got a couple supports up top on the roof here, or in the ceiling here, really. So that came out really good. Why can't you focus down here now? There we go. So then I also started work on a roof here. So this is the clipped roof. I got it all measured right so that when I put it on, it looks right from all sides. What I need to do tonight, I want to finish painting the tar paper, basically, and I want to get some shingles on it. Now, in the reference photos I have, it was just down to shingles, or just down to tar paper, just down to rolled tar paper, basically, was all that was on the roof. But because my because my story allows for the station to be still in use as a whistle stop, as on Amtrak through trains, as well as an active freight station, basically still. I think it would still have some shingles, so we're gonna put some shingles. Let's see. Finish up in chat. Adam just finished primer on the PB lid. Oh, base coat. Nice. Good stuff. Paul showing. Hopefully they're at the airport now. That would be nice. So for relative to that, I had someone up Paul's way 3D print me the brackets, the roof brackets to hold the roof onto the walls, and or overnighting them to me. So they should, fingers crossed, be here tomorrow for me to work on tomorrow night, and make sure everything fits right. So I'm hopeful that I can get this done in time, because I think I have a really good shot now that I'm at the point that I'm at. I think I have a really good shot of getting it to a point where I'm happy enough to get it judged and see what else I can add, because that's what I'd love to get an amazing score right off the bat, but I don't think I will. But what I will get is lots of great feedback from the judges, so I'm looking forward to that. Sam, good to have you here. We had right before the stream tonight, I was recording a podcast with Sam for the Model Train people. We had a great guest on. That'll be coming some point in the next couple weeks. Whenever it happens, but that was a good podcast to record. It was a lot of fun. to hang out and chat. Looks good where I was holding. Okay, well, I think I was able to get it to the point where you folks could see what I was talking about. But so this is yellow tissue paper for the tar paper. I just put yellow tissue paper down with some glue, some watered down glue, and now I just gotta paint it black. And I'm hoping that the natural yellow will kind of dull it down a little bit. BRB, get some food. All right, go eat, Adam. Now the one thing I don't have is I don't have any reference for what the underside of the roof should look like other than beadboard. And I do have some, where did I put that? Yeah, I have Northeastern Scale lumber. I have, I use them for the siding on the depot. But I also, while I was picking up stuff from them, I just bought a sheet of standard standard siding from them. Just not shiplap. Was it shiplap? Maybe it was shiplap siding. I don't know. I just got, it was either shiplap or it was just like vinyl siding. But I got a sheet for that from them. That might work for beadboard under the roof. So I think that's what I'll use. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Tonight my goal is to get all the shingles on the roof, and I want to build. Oh, pardon me. I want to build the chimney. I want to build the chimney. And that's going to be kind of a guesstimate based on my reference photos as far as how big it is. Oh my gosh. So gassy all of a sudden. You're not scrambling to have your own structure done. Well, you're not getting your structure judged though. That's the difference. Yeah, I'm not expecting a fantastic score from this. I'm expecting a middling score. I'm expecting an average score. I'm not expecting anything good. Oh, while I'm talking about scores, once I get this roof finished painted, let me show you the other thing that I'm bringing to get judged and scored. And for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, this upcoming weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Concord, New Hampshire, is the Northeast Region NHRHTA Convention. And the goal of me getting this structure done is for it to get judged in achievement program judging by some qualified judges to hopefully get some feedback. And eventually this building, I'm hoping, will be able to earn me achievement program points. What's it called? The certificate. Well, eventually it'll go towards my master model railroader through the achievement program. That's the hope and the goal. When that happens, who knows? But oh, it'll get judged, just not for AP points. Well, that's for sure, Paul. That's for sure. We can get you looking like my club layout, all cardboard buildings, kit mashed into rough shapes and mocked up. Yeah. So this is the other thing that I'm bringing to get judged, and this is something that I sent. I wasn't able to get up to Lake Shores last year, but I sent it to get judged, and it took first place, but it was just a few points shy of earning merit. Merit, that's the word I was looking for, merit. But this is my Penn Central 40-foot boxcar, which I kit bashed out of a in-a-mountain kit. So I removed the roof walk and filled in the holes, and that was one of the things I actually got knocked on, was I didn't sand the roof well enough. Now you would never know that there was a roof walk on that roof. I completely obliterated everything out of it. I did some wire grabs and handrails and everything. And I painted over the New York Central paint that came on the model with Penn Central green, but I left some of the the New York Central oval and stuff poking through, and some of the old paint poking through. And then I weathered it. But it was just a few points shy of merit last year. So what I did for this year, I added scale couplers. These are the microtrains scale or true scale couplers that have brake hoses, and I added some microtrains coupler cut levers. As well as I painted yellow on this, but I might remove that because I'm just not sure about that. It feels wrong. I think I'm gonna wipe the paint off on that because it's just acrylic. But yeah, with the coupler cut levers and the scale couplers and the obliteration of all signs of roof walk, I'm thinking that this might actually be enough to earn me merit, which would be awesome. I would love that. But even if it doesn't earn merit, I'll still get some more great feedback. So that's, that's the hope and the plan and the hope and the prayer and everything. So. Oh man. Okay, hold on. I need to pull this photo up on stream. This couplers need weathering. They do. You are absolutely right, Sam. And that's something else I want to get done before I bring it up. I'm just gonna hit them with some powders. All right, let me get this photo pulled up on stream here because my dad just sent me this, and it's pretty good. Here, reload this. This is a pretty good photo. Especially relevant to me now that I am volunteering at the Danbury Railway Museum. This is an extra layer of niceness now that I'm a volunteer there. Come on, load photos. What? Upload photo? Why would the photo upload? With the couple backs of the wheels. Okay. Yeah. Will do, Adam. Thank you for pointing that out. I forgot about the backs of the wheels. Yeah. Oh yeah, they are just flat black right now. Yeah. Won't you upload photo? Back up. There it is. Now I can pull it up on stream. Here is Tiny Dennis at the Danbury Railway Museum some number of years ago. Some I don't know. I'm probably like 10 in this photo, maybe 12. I don't know. There's Tiny Dennis. There's proof that I have never not liked trains. Nor have I never not liked the New Haven for that matter, but I didn't really fall in love with it until I spent time at the Hopewell Depot, which is part of the reason why I'm building it. But yeah, I just needed to bring this up on stream because that's really funny. And my dad just sent me this out of the blue. There I am. Alright. Enough of that. Enough of that. Oh man, that's funny. Oh boy. I'll have to, next time I'm volunteering over at Danbury, I will have to I'll have to bring that, I'll have to share that photo with some of the folks there. That's funny. Okay. Anyways, back to work. What was I doing? Oh, right. The depot. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, while that paint is drying, I am going to put these out of the way. while that paint is drying, I am going to go ahead and paint some bricks quickly here. Where did I put? There it is. Where did red, brown, red, black go? Where did the black paint go? I just had it. Did it fall down? There goes my phone. Oh man. I don't know where my black paint went. That's annoying. Is it under my palette somehow? No. Recreate the photo. Yeah, there you go. There's an idea, Adam. I can, because that layout is still at Danbury. That layout's still at the museum. The buttons have been changed to foot pedals now. That happened during the pandemic. I don't know where my. All right, I'll use this one, I guess. But that happened during the pandemic. Down to foot pedals, but otherwise, yeah, I could totally recreate that photo. That'd be so fun. That'd be really funny. Squirt out a little bit of red. I should bring it to the other side of the palette here. Let me put a touch of brown in, just to warm up. Add a little bit of warmth to the brick. That's a good brick color. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, let's go ahead. Paint the bricks. I don't need that much brick for the little chimney on this. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Paul. There's an idea. Make it easy. I was very lucky to find Northeastern Scale Lumber had board and batten siding in N scale, or two N scale, because I don't really separate it out by model railroading scales on their website. But I was very lucky to find them having board and batten siding that I could use well. Oh my goodness, excuse me. So gassy tonight, man. Hold on, let me get a larger, flatter brush. Is this that one? Yes. So we get a little less in the way of brush marks. Wonder how well it'll work. Yeah, you'll have to report in, Paul. You'll have to share with your stream. Well, I guess unless you're talking about getting it done before Thursday, in which case I will see it on Thursday or Friday. Friday is Fremo setup, I think he said. I'll find out this weekend. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I'm excited about running on Freemo because I found out it from the New Haven Color Guide that on occasion, when the New Haven would run out of cabooses in a yard, they would run on local jobs a passenger coach as a caboose. And since I don't have an accurate HO any caboose yet, I will be bringing a coach to act as my caboose on the local job for the Freemo layout. And I wonder what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to bring the reference photo. Have to have the book on hand, or a copy of the book on a copy of the photo on hand. If anyone asks, well, why the hell do you have a coach on the end of your train? It's one way to solve that problem. It's the only way that I'll put it this way, Garrett. It's a fun way to solve that problem, and it's the only way I will get that problem solved by next weekend. Were there any cabooses that I could have bought at the NHRHTA show? Maybe, but that's neither here nor there. Picks or it didn't happen. Oh, don't worry, Chris. I'm sure there will be many picks. Some by myself, probably some by Paul. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty good brick shade. All right, so let's do some figuring here. Let me pull up the reference photo. Or a reference photo in any case. I don't know if it'll be the reference photo, because there's a bunch of reference photos. So here we go. Bring up reference photo here. Oops. There we go. So this is what the depot looked like circa 1970s. This is obviously in the Penn Central era, as is visible by the Penn Central work truck, but I'm modeling this time in a place where there's better, the railroad's doing a little better. So this is my reference photos. This is my most used reference photos. This is in the year 1970. So that looks like, so this is a 2.6 window. So I'm going to say this is probably a 2 foot wide chimney. See if I can find a good reference photo of the other end. Okay. I'm going to say tentatively 2 foot by 4 foot. I'm gonna put that together and we'll see how that looks. A lot of rail train things into that's one way to do it. Yeah, no kidding, Garrett. A lot of railroads are just like, oh, get her done, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna tentatively go 2 foot by 4 foot. Once this brick sheet dries well enough. And it's gotta go this way. Oh, height. I need height. Also, gotta get a good look at where it hits the roof. Excuse me. Is that just a thicker... it might just be a thicker piece of brick. I'm going to say 2.5 tall. Let me write this down before I forget it. Pardon. Write it on the scrap styrene, because that's what I've been kind of doing. So we have 2 foot by... 2 foot by 4 foot by 2.5 foot tall. Sounds good, Garrett. Thanks for coming in tonight. Always good to chat with you. Always good to hang out. Have a good rest of your evening. Rest well, my friend, and I'll see you around. All right. Where did my scale ruler go? There it is. Whoa, whoa, knocking over everything. I straightened up my desk enough that I was able to stream tonight, but I still need, there's a lot of straightening up that needs to happen at this desk space. All right, end scale feet, 2.5 foot tall. So this mortar line right here. Carefully chop down. All right. There we go. Garrett found, you found 2 New Haven cabooses. That's true. Yeah, I saw those pictures. Those are nice cabooses. I think I have one of in each of those schemes. So yeah, the earlier, just the New Haven word on the kind of red oxide, and then there was the Socony red. I think it was Socony. It might have been red orange. I think it was actually New Haven red orange. The other one, but with the big McGinnis era word letter mark. 4 foot. Two foot. 4 foot. And 2 foot. There we go. Yeah, if I had seen those pictures a little sooner, Paul, I might have actually taken you up on one of those purchases. There's some good New Haven stuff at that show. For being way out of New Haven territory. That was some good stuff. 4 might be a little big. I might cut 6 inches off. All Casgar, only one Rio Grande. Yep. Nice. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna cut it down to, you had to buy your own N scale stuff. Yeah, who would want to do N scale? I don't know about that, but I guess Paul Stamp would if you check out his channel, his most recent video. He's doing this weird N scale stuff. Yeah, that looks a little more accurate, 3/6 to my eye. 4 foot is just too wide. 3-foot. Nope. Fortunately, the paint is still a little bit tacky, which means it's grabbing my blade. There we go. Scraps of brick out of the way. Jokes, he found more N scale New Haven stuff. That's true. That's 100% true. Because I didn't find, there was like 1 or 2 actual N scale New Haven pieces of equipment at the NHRHTA show. Tons of HO stuff and S&O and stuff like that, but only a couple of N scale New Haven things, unless you count the stuff that I brought, which Chris can vouch for. I brought a ton of stuff. I brought, nah, I'm not gonna grab it. I still have my box packed up from that. I brought, what did I bring? I brought a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locomotives, I think. 8 if you count an RDC. I brought 6 passenger cars. I brought 2 cabooses. I brought like 7 or 8 freight cars. Just because, just to display, because I've got them. How am I going to accurately get this pitch? I guess that's probably the best way. So, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the angle at which to notch the bottom here. Oh, thank you, Chris. I'm glad that you thought it was good. It's been a lot of fun to put all that stuff together. And start to things like little things, but things like on the C425, that was an old Lifelike model, and Lifelike it's technically a 424, but the differences are so minimal that it's basically just purely internal. But what I did do is get rid of the dynamic equipment, because I think the New Haven 425s didn't have dynamics. So I shaved that off to make it accurate and repainted to cover that up. Okay, what am I doing here? Right. Hit any skill, let alone N. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed bringing it and sharing it. But also, I just always enjoy sharing. So. Let's do it like that, and like that. So that should, in theory, be the angles I need to fit this roof. Now let's test my theory. But I could also hide any imperfections using a little bit of flashing, but let's see, let's test. Hey, that's pretty much perfect. That I'm super happy that dude. The fact that just worked out like that is wild. The only thing is, it's not the peak of this is not going to fit into the, because it's sharper than the actual peak of the roof. Look at that. That came out perfectly. Beautiful. And now I use this one as a template for the other side. Yay! Well, that makes me happy. So many pictures, so many notifications all of a sudden. Anyways, Cool. All right. Well, let's get this lined up. There we go. Trim that out. Trim that out. And there we have it. Very nice. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let me get the file here just so I can kind of round out the peaks a little. Just so it'll fit a little nicer. I'm just taking basically my little rounded file and kind of rounding out the very point here. All right, so now let's go ahead and, well, I guess let's go ahead and assemble this dang thing. I was not expecting this to go this fast. Get some balsa stock here. Actually, it's basswood, not balsa wood, but speaking of impressive weathering, though, or impressive modeling, Chris. If you think you missed it, but both Ray and I were looking at one particular photo I took of your layout and commenting on the what was it? The Tom Johnson-esque ability you have to blend your foreground and your foreground modeling and your photo backdrops, because that's genuinely super impressive the way you've done that in a lot of your scenes. So that's wicked impressive to us. Barely hearing for a minute there. 2 dogs barking their heads off. Oh, man. Well, glad to have you back then, Scott. Okay. Let's not do that. You know what? Forget the basswood. I'm not gonna use it. There's no point. It's too big. I would need like a 32nd inch piece, which I don't have. So we're just gonna do this. Okay, so we got that. Let's do the same. Where did the other... Oh, stuck to the bottom of my glue bottle. Let's get the other one done here. Sorry, oh. Good night, Mike. Thanks for coming in tonight. Good to see ya. Thanks for stopping in again. And 4:30 comes too soon. Yeah, no kidding. Rest well. Good to have you. So what time is it? 10:30 almost Eastern. All right, I can make that work for sure. Pardon me. All right, something that I don't know. Okay, I see. That would... that actually might be thick enough. If I just use that sheet... Where did I put that extra styrene sheet that I used for the roof? Oh, up here. That's probably about thick enough. All right. So now let me cut a 4 foot by 2 foot piece out of this. While these dry. Blade at 4 foot, we'll put a notch. And then we'll go 2 foot over. Oh, I'm off camera. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Hey, Ted. Welcome in. Good to have you tonight. I don't know why you would have fell asleep this morning. Jeez. Get to sleep sooner, dude. How you doing tonight, Ted? Hopefully well. I am working on trying my best to get as much detail into this model of the Hopewell Junction, New York Depot in N scale. Trying to get as much detail done as I can before the NER convention this weekend. I know you'll be down at Marpham when I'm at the NER convention. But the next RPM I go to, whether it be NHRHTA or the Lakeshores area one, Lakeshores one, up in Rochester. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But whichever one whichever one I go to next, I'll be taking feedback from the judges at the NER convention here, and implementing it onto this model, and bring it with me to the next RPM. Prepping for Marpham, nice. Yeah, that Marpham looks like it's gonna be a good time. I was talking with someone who's gonna be at Marpham. Just this week actually. I was talking with what's his name, Mike. Well, that's not really what's his business, because I know he is. There we go. Any Model Works, Northeast Model Works. Mike from Any Model Works was at the NHRHTA show, and because he's a member of NHRHTA, I believe. Before he moved down south, he was a New Haven guy, so I got some good discussion in with him. Chris will be there. Nice, Chris. I love RPMs. RPMs are so fun. I only, this year was my first year getting to NHRHTA, but it was such a blast. I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for my next RPM. If the NER convention wasn't this weekend, I would probably be taking a trip down to Baltimore. Prepping too, Ted. Getting models and such packed up, I presume, Chris? Chris, I assume that all those models you had out on the Valley line with all the information sheets, I assume that's all going with you to Marpham, right? Because that was some good model work. Some nice models. Valley Forge, yep. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe getting out to Valley Forge as well. Just because I have some friends in the Philly area nowadays. I don't know, I might get out there next year. It's, it's something I gotta think. It's something I gotta see timing wise when things are going. All those are going, but you're working on your presentation. Yeah, that's probably a little more important. The models can probably wait to be packed up. It's a little less pressing than getting your presentation together. I'm hoping, Chris, that with 6 months, 7 months, whatever it is to NHRHTA for me to research, I'm hoping that by next year's NHRHTA I can pull together a presentation on the hospital branch in the city of Poughkeepsie, and then I can refine it even further for the NHRHTA Convention. Because the more I dig in with the hospital branch, the more I find to love about it, and the more interesting things I get about it. But I do just need to sit down and really do some research. I gotta get in touch with the guy again who gave me the track map, because he used to ride with Cruz. He used to ride with Cruz on the Poughkeepsie local, as well as trains going over the bridge to Maybrook and back, because when he lived in the city of Poughkeepsie in the late 60s. So I wanna get some more chats in with him and pick his brain some. I would love to, Chris. I really want to now. So that's kind of a goal now. I'm gonna try and push for it. Yeah, I know, Ted. I know, because I like I said, I had some friends in the Philly area, one of whom had never been to an RPM before, and he was saying that he wanted to get to NHRHTA, but he just couldn't make it. When I was there, he was sharing about how he was like, yeah, I want to get to an RPM, but I just haven't been able to make it. So when I found out about Valley Forge and how it swaps with Pittsburgh, I brought that up to him. So that'll hopefully be good. You don't think the hospital branch has ever been covered, so would really look forward to my putting together. Yeah, it's such a fascinating little line. I totally understand why it hasn't really been covered, because it kind of is just this little tiny piece. Like, I think total, I have to check my math again, but I think total run is about 3 miles from where it breaks off the Maybrook to where it meets the water level route down on the river. But it's just, there's so much character to it. Running through the city of Poughkeepsie, picking up and dropping off loads and things. The fact that it's all, the whole thing is like big grades coming down, like 2% grades coming down through the city. It's 2 switchbacks. All the coal stuff going up to the hospital, and of course the interchange with the Central. It's just such a great little piece of railroad. Not to mention the fact, I don't know if I brought this up to you, Chris, but I know this fact. It is the location of the last diamond ever in place in Dutchess County. There was the Federal Bearing Plant on the hospital branch, which had a light track and a heavy track. And I don't know what would arrive in the cars. I assume it was box cars that would arrive there. I have to talk to my friend again and really get the lowdown on some of the cars and loads and such. But the way that the geometry of the factory was, it had to, the light track and the heavy track had to cross each other on a diamond, which is the sort of thing you would put on a model railroad and be like, oh yeah, this is just for, to add some interesting operations. You gotta, cross over the track. No, that's just actually how the track was arranged at this place, and it was like that through. I don't remember when the diamond got pulled. Well, I think the diamond officially, as far as I'm aware, the diamond never really got pulled up because it was on the factory's property. It just kind of got buried over. But so many neat little things about that line that I really look forward to digging into. But yeah, I gotta give a call to my friend again and just sit down with him and talk through some of these details. For my own modeling. As I've said many times before, I want to do a layout on the hospital branch because it's a perfect little model railroad. But also, as I'm researching and doing more information, learning more information, I want to collect it all and write it up. At the very least, it's got to become a shoreliner article. But the goal will be, of course, a full-on clinic, hour-long presentation, give or take, on some of the industries that are on there and some of the operations. I think it was NX9 was the Poughkeepsie local. And it was like that up through, I think once Conrail took over, it became PO10 instead of NX9. But the New Haven local name for the Poughkeepsie job was NX9, and it stayed that way through Penn Central. Where the heck did that just go? Oh my gosh. Don't do this to me, man. Ugh, where did it go? Need this light. Come back to me, chimney. Come back. Ugh. Where the heck did this chimney just go? Dang it. Oh, there it is. Success. Huzzah. Got it. Okay, now let me do some trim work. Trimming this off. Cleaning up the edges so that it's nice and flush. Oops, indeed, Ted, but I saved it. Okay, there we go. All right. I got it. Don't worry, Adam. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Okay. Clean off this brush. I gotta get the red same red that I used for the siding mixed up again, which should be easy. It was just equal parts red and brown. All right, here we go. Pull out the palette again, red. I gotta clean this palette off. Blob of red. Blob of brown, a little more brown. That'll do. Maybe a little too much brown, but easy enough to remedy that. I also need to find my paint mix knife, my palette knife. Yeah, it was too much red. Or brown. It's more red. Oh, maybe, hold on. Let me finish blending. Sounds good, Ted. Thanks for stopping in for a few. Always good to have you. Have fun at Marpham. Enjoy. I know. I'm sure you will. But have fun. And have a good night. A small drop of red in there to brighten it back to more of a red instead of a maroon. Instead of a burgundy. Maybe even a little more red. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Get this all painted. Okay, now I need, where did I put those rods? Is this the right diameter? That looks about, hold on, let me pull up the reference photo. So that's looking pretty close. The right thing. Oh, let me see if I can find a side shot, side profile shot here. Goes back. 3 was the side shot. 2. Let me hold this up to my screen so I can reference it. That looks about right. Okay, cool. Perfect. I'm glad. Because I don't have to do any real, like, fabrication or anything. Let's bring this back. So I've got this... I don't know what the diameter of this one is. But just some spare rod stock sticking around. And how tall do I think that is? I'll say 3 foot. Yeah, I'll say 3 foot. Let me try it 3 foot and we'll see how it looks. Nope, that's not my scale ruler side. That's my scale ruler side. Go. All right, let me grab my sandpaper, which I think I did put underneath my palette at this point. Yes. No, I didn't. Where did it? What? Where did I put my sandpaper? I had it not 1 hour ago. There it is. Just get these Sides nice and flat. I think that's about the right height. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let me grab, I need to go grab, I'll be right back in 1 second. I just need to grab some thin. Okay, there we go. So this is what I wound up using actually for door paneling. I started a flat sheets of styrene and built up to create the door paneling. But I think I'm going to try and also use this for some of the detail work on these chimneys. Come on, wrap, dang you. I don't know if this is good for on-stream work, but I'm gonna try it. Trim off a little bit on the end here. I'm going to grab it. Oh, this is going to work so well, actually, I think. Just need a little more glue on that. No, didn't get enough glue on it. So I'm taking this thin little strip of styrene. Oh, don't glue to my fingers. Damn you. Sounds good, Keystone. Thanks for hopping in. Good to have you in here, man. Good luck on your own YouTube career as you're getting started on that. And enjoy. Have a good rest of your night, man. Ah, damn it. I cut it too short. Really wrapping it. Scott, you too. Have a good night, man. Always good to have you in. Rest well, and I'll see you next time. Where did my file set go? Oh, well, I've got a flat, so that's what I need. Uh-oh. Slight problem. Just gonna pry it up off of my fingers. This is the reason why you really should be wearing gloves when you're working with this stuff, but I don't want to. That's the excuse I'm going with. I don't want to. And not that I'm lazy. Alright, so let me go wrap that one more time. No! Come back. Oh my goodness. This glue is really getting in my hands. I might actually have to go get some gloves. Oh, I also might need to... Uh-oh. Let's do that. Okay. Glue this to that. There we go. This time we should be able to get it to stick. Come on, you. go. Alright, you know what? We'll let that glue set up a little bit. I'm going to trim off. I can't stop fiddling. That's my problem. I'm too fiddly. Too want to fiddle. I just gotta get it right. No! Damn it. Unstick, 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 unstick. No, not that. Dang it. Well, I buggered that up real good. Maybe if I... Uh-oh. Oh man, that might be gone. That was like a home run. Well, okay, well that's not happening. Then I'll have to remake that one. I have to do that later. I think I'm gonna just try and get some roof shingles on this roof. I think that'll be my goal for tonight. It's just to get some shingles on here. Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to use these shingle sheets properly. Pardon me. Alright, let's see if I can pull up the website that has the information. It is railscalemodels.com. These are Railscale Models pieces. Okay. Does he have up any information about using on how to use these, or is it just there we go. I think this is what I need. Let me take a look. Let's see. They're not sticky back. Okay, so he's saying paint them first. So we'll paint them tonight then. Yeah, he's saying paint and weather. I think he's really saying just kind of burnish Well, these have to have adhesive backing. Yeah, the ones that he has is using adhesive backing. But in any case, he's saying to paint and weather first. Which I don't know if I can do that tonight because I kind of got to fire up the airbrush to spray some black on these. So this actually might be where we end for tonight then. You know what, let me jump back and let me actually just really lock in and get at least one of these chimney things done, and then we'll be done for the night. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Get this nice and flat. And I think I said 3 foot earlier. Did I say, is that 3 foot? Hold on. That's 3 foot there, okay. Here's my first 3 foot, let me get the second 3 foot. Alright, let's get a third 3 foot. There we go. Now we got 2 nice, easy 3 foot lengths. Okay, let's get carefully wrap this. All right, got this. Just searching through your fiber optic stash. Fishing line. Nice. Nice. Touch of that there. While that's curing, I will get another little piece ready to go for the other side. Sure. Looks like about the right length. Did this the other day with tubing, kept warping out of sight. get my file. Oh boy. Alright, well this is actually not as cured as I thought it was. Alright, there's one. Pull my reference image back up for me so I can look at it. Okay, good. Trim right there. I do just, I want, at this point, I want to get one of these done tonight. One of these chimney pieces. Although I don't want to keep going for too much longer here, but I really want to get one of these done. Damn it. Thought I was working over the bench enough that it wouldn't go flying. At least this time I saw where it went. Just need a little more light down here is what I need. There it is. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. Go. Ah, shoot. All right. Set. Now I need one more around the very top. Too much, too much, too much. Come on. There we go. Sounds good, Chris. Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you. It was really great to see you this weekend. You did a great job. You deserve to rest up. So, until next time, indeed, my friend. I'll see you around. I'm just going to try and get this finished up here. This one piece. Caught it that time. All done for today. Primed 56 minis. Wow. Paint pens. Nice. Good work, Anna. That's good stuff. Uh-oh. Too much, too much, too much. Damn it. Right when I was so friggin' close. I overflooded the thing with... What are you priming there, Adam? What kind of minis are they? What kind of animals or whatever? Well, this would print right for the house kit supports. Ah, that's frustrating, I'm sure. I'm sorry to hear that, man. If I'd been smart, I would have 3D designed this too and had this 3D printed. Dang it! Oh well. Just realizing that now. Mm. 12 ducks, 12. Oh, that's right. I forgot the pumpkins. For the Mini Prince Peanut Butter Lid Challenge. Nice. You know what, actually, that did the job rather nicely. 20-ish of the 56. Nice. Ah! Shit. Shoot, man. Why does it keep doing that to me? Alright, you know what? We're gonna do this. I don't know if Denny's still out there from NHRHTA. Or, not NHRHTA. I was chatting with him earlier. That's Miles. Denny from N-Scale Dystopia. But he's got a nice, fine application glue nozzle that I gotta look into. I gotta reach out to him. Banner officially submitted. Nice. Good stuff, Paul. This is where we're at with this. Bring back the brick sheet for a backdrop to hide everything else so we can focus in close. That's that. There we go. Well, actually, I want to do a little more grinding work right here. Gotta go to Harbor Freight and Lowe's tomorrow after the RPM site visit. Do some less. Oh boy, busy couple days indeed, Paul. Jeez. And I thought I was going to be busy just trying to finish this up. There we go. Okay. Wait, which side of the depot does it go on? It goes on... this side. Yeah, that looks about right. That makes me really happy. All right, that's where I'm gonna cut it off for tonight. I'm gonna cut myself off. I'll post some pictures in my Discord of tonight's work, and tomorrow I will get the shingles on. I will get the other chimney on and painted. And then I will hopefully have the brackets to get installed. And then that leaves Wednesday with some small detail work. Things like I want to put the station name board on the side wall. And I think so I want it on the end. Yeah, just on the end of the depot. Right here. Right there. And then I've got to do things like paint the underside of the roof, get it all firmly attached, and then put it on a base. And I genuinely think this is going to be ready in time for the convention, which is super exciting. Even if this just goes on the model table, like even if I stopped right here, I would put this, or not right here, but once I get the brackets and this guy on, once I get that on, I would probably be willing to stop and just put it on the model display table. But if I get the name board on there, if I do the underside of the roof, what else would I want to do? I kind of want to see if I could get some trim around the windows and doors. The doors I can definitely do trim on, but once I do the trim on the doors, then I should do trim on the windows. I think I would rather just leave it for now and let them give me the feedback of, hey, it should have trim. And then I'll do it for the future. I'll get some trim going, but I think that's what my plan is going to be. So thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Paul, Adam, anyone else who's still out there, thanks for sticking with me. I know I ran an extra half an hour over what I normally do. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thanks so much for watching, for chatting with me. It keeps me going. And I'm super excited to have this done. Once this is done, the best part about it is this is going on my T-Track modules for the Upload Express Modelers project. For anyone who is not familiar with that, go check out my most recent video and or Paul's most recent video. Or Andy Steps, Step Andy Projects, or check out the Rail Brothers on Facebook, or there's a number of people that are involved in this project. But my modules, I'm going to do 3 doubles and a single, and they are all going to be modeling the city of Hopewell, or town of Hopewell Junction. I'm going to do at least 2 doubles. I'm going to try and do a 3rd in time for Springfield. But go check out my latest video for information on that. I am not going to have a video coming out this week, that's for sure. I'm going to try and get a video out the following week of one of the op sessions, of an op session I went to back in the spring, or actually it was probably early summer, upstate, way upstate near Plattsburgh, New York. And yeah, so that's that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look forward to seeing the final results of this in the Discord server, which is linked in the bottom of the description, or on next week's stream. I will be sure to share. Probably that's all next week's stream will be, is sharing information about what I saw, what I experienced at the convention. So thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you folks all on the next track. Have a good one, y'all.